Hey, my fellow property managers, Marc Cunningham at Grace Property Management. Would you like a copy of our owner and tenant handbook? I'm asked that question a lot. Hey, Marc, can I get a copy of your owner tenant handbook? And if you don't know what an owner tenant handbook is, the idea is when a new owner client comes on, you want to give them a binder, a handbook that explains how you do things, answers common questions, goes into detail, and same thing with your tenant. New tenant moves in, you give them a handbook, talks about how to pay their rent, and there's been a lot of conversation. So here is my surprise answer to those of you that say, Marc, can I get a copy of your tenant handbook? We don't have one, and neither should you. That's right, we don't have one, and neither should you. Instead, the better option, I believe, is to simply use your website for that. Your handbook, to put that word in old-fashioned vernacular, doesn't need to exist, but your website does. This is where you put that information, this is where you push people to, and you structure it in such a way that this replaces what would be something you give to an owner, something you give to a tenant as a new orientation concept. Now, if you're scratching your head a little bit and you're like, "That I don't like that idea," or maybe you're not old school and you're like, well, a handbook is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. That went out in 1973. Of course, we don't do handbooks. I agree with you. But let me just give you a couple suggestions on how we use our website to solve this problem and for this purpose. So this is a screenshot of our website. If you want to check ours out, just go to rentgrace.com. We'll put a link in there. You can see how we have it structured. So one of our top pull-down menus simply says owners, investors, and when you hover over that, this big black box pops up, and it gives our owner investors all these different pages they can click on, which is in essence what an owner handbook really is designed to do. Give them information on things like how we do accounting, how we do our applicant screening process. Now, this is not just an FAQ. This is much, much bigger than that. These are separate pages. One of these pages is an FAQ, which I'll show you in just a minute. But we talk about how we collect rent. We talk about our rent-ready standards. Love that page. We have our pricing right on there, our property management agreement. We've got some calculators for them on there, how we handle maintenance. So whatever they want to know, they're going to find here. They're not going to flip through the handbook to the maintenance section and read how you handle maintenance or when they get their money. They're going to find it here. We want to push them here. Now, one of the couple pages I want to highlight that I think you need to have, every PM needs to have. One of those is an owner FAQ, frequently asked questions page. This is a screenshot of ours, and again, you can go look at ours, but the way we have this structured is we take the most common questions we receive from owner clients, and you know what they are, and we simply put them in very short answer format. These are short, readable blurbs. This is not a paragraph on everything. So a screenshot, here's a couple of common ones we have. Does a property management company need to be licensed in Colorado? We get that a lot. Aren't all property management companies the same? How long have you been in business? Can I get some references from owner clients? What else do we have here? What federal laws do we need to follow? And then the idea structurally with this is they click on it and then a little pop-up box opens to answer the question. So for example, one of the questions we get a lot is, can I get some owner client references? It's a fair question. So how do you answer that? How do you be like, well, we manage 1,000 doors. Yeah, I can obviously find 3 people to say something nice about me. That's not the best way to do it. So we say something like this in our FAQ. This is very hard to read, by the way. That's why I'm like leaning over this here. Goodness, I really do have to stand in front of this thing here. Any company can find a few owner clients to say something nice about them. The best way to research a company is to review the Better Business Bureau complaints the company has received. We've received one, click here for review. So we frame it, right? We frame the answer and we do that on every single one of these. You need to have your owner FAQ page set up. And I need to get some glasses. Secondly, we have this back to our page here. So some other things that I recommend you want to put on there. Have a rent-ready standards page. We've talked about that a little bit in the past. So that when an owner client comes to you and says, hey, it's good enough, rent it as is, you can say, let me send you the page from our website that explains what rent ready is and explains what our expectations are in order for us to rent out your property. And then you list them all on there. Some of these things are very straightforward. Others are a little bit more detailed. For example, we say all mechanical components must be working as designed. Oh, I like that one. If you have a stove with 4 burners, all 4 burners have to work. If you have an ice maker, The ice maker must work. If you provide it, you must maintain it. You should write those words down. You're welcome. Say those to your owner clients. If you provide it, you must maintain it. That's how we do the owner side of things. Now, what about the tenant side of things? Well, here's a screenshot of our tenant resources page, and we've got a whole bunch of options for current tenants as well as prospective tenants. Current tenants can look at current residents, residents. Residents can look at things like their tenant portal, DIY repair videos, repair procedures, how to contact us, download a notice to vacate. That's current. Prospective tenants also have a number of things. Now, this is not property specific. That's important. So if your process, like, well, Mark, my tenant handbook is property specific. It says where the water turnoff is, how to turn on their particular sprinkler system, and I go into property specific stuff. I get it. That's not what this does. That's something that we would do in a different way with just kind of a property doc with information that way. So let me give you a couple reasons why I believe you should put this stuff online. 3 reasons. Number 1, it's easier to keep updated. We just yesterday we updated our owner FAQ as it relates to some common questions we receive, and we tweaked one and updated one. And it's just a matter of going into our website and updating it. We don't need to reprint anything. We don't need to do anything that way. It's very, very easy to keep updated. Now, before I share number 2 and 3, I want to thank the sponsor for this video here, Reconcile Daily. Property management is hard. I bet you're good at it. You know what you're not good at? Accounting, reconciling your books. Ugh, did you just tense up when I said that? How long has it been since you reconciled your books? Are you compliant with your state real estate commission on trust accounting? If you're starting to squirm, then you need to call my friends at Reconcile Daily. Jump on their website, reconciledaily.com. They can give you a free analysis. They look at your trust accounts. They can do everything for you. These guys are CPAs, and they are property managers as well. Like, they get our business, and they're CPAs. They can help you stay compliant with your software, with your trust accounting, with your reconciliations, and with your state requirements, so that you can actually sleep at night not having to worry about your real estate commissioner coming into your office and saying, let me check your books out. Because, my friends, the words commingling should not be something you want to say very often. When you think the word commingling, think handcuffs. Many of you are commingling and you don't even know it because you're not doing proper trust accounting. Reconcile Daily can take care of that so that you can focus on what you do best, property management. Let the CPAs handle your accounting. Don't mess with that stuff. This is not worth getting wrong on this. So, gosh, that was a pretty scary analysis, wasn't it? But you know what I'm talking about. So reach out to Reconcile Daily. All right, number 2, why go online? Easier to keep updated, number 1. Number 2, much more professional than a binder. Hopefully we're not doing binders anymore for the things we give to owner clients. And if you give them a binder or an email PDF that's almost just as bad, they're just not going to read it. Put it on the website. It's always there when they want to go to it. I didn't really talk about PDF versions. Say, well, Mark, we don't do a binder. We send them a link with a PDF. I still like this way better. Now, you could make some of the pages on the website a PDF, but put it on the website. Put it on the website. It's so much more professional. And number 3, it gets clients, owner clients, and tenants, residents, in the habit of going to your website when they need you. I mean, yes, that helps with SEO a little bit, but you want to push people to the website. Get them in the habit of when they have a question, they don't pick up the phone, they don't look at your binder, they go to your website. That needs to be the home base of communication between you and your owner clients. And one way to start it is by ensuring that you have all that information on the front end and giving it to them, explaining it to them in email format. Push back to the website, push back to the website, push back to the website. Hey, I hope that was helpful, my friends. You want more of this? Check out our new podcast, the Property Management Business Podcast. It's me talking for half an hour on more detailed topics like this. Check out our website, pmbuild.com. Find everything you need to help you build, grow, and protect your property management company. Until next time, I wish you success.